What's up, everybody? We had games here after the NAWCQ. Crazy fun event. Here's Ron Horton. He's going to tell you a little bit about his experience and go into the deck he played at the event.
So I didn't get an invite this year, but I went to go cheer on everybody that did. It was very fun there, very great. I pissed off a few people. Billy Break, I'm sorry. I got spanked in 3v3s by Eric Christensen.
Oh, what an honor.
Yeah, what an honor. Get my ass handed to me by one of the greats. But overall, it was really fun. I enjoyed the experience, and I feel like I grew as a duelist.
Okay, so let's get into what you played today.
So I played True Draco Metal Foe with Zoo. Just a little bit of everything. So I'll start off with the main. So you play 2 copies of Masterpiece. I opted not to play 3 because I felt as though unless you're playing more True Draco cards, it would seem, not as good, like a little cloggy. But I just, you don't really want to draw into him is the thing, because then you don't really get the combos off that you want. So 2 is perfectly fine. It's, it does what it does. And then the standard Metal Foe engine of 3 Volflame, 3 Gold Driver, 3 Silvered, 3 Steelin, and then I only played 1 Bismugear, just for, for cutting it down to 40 purposes. Yeah, but more standard Metal Foe stuff. I feel like I don't need to explain it. And then I played 3 copies of Astrograph Sorcerer. This thing is really, really stupid in Metal Foes. It just nets you so much advantage, and especially in tandem with stuff like Dragonic Diagram and like Masterpiece and like Zoo. Because when anything you control is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you just summon him for free. And then if you have anything face up in the extra deck, you target it and then add a copy of it to your hand. So your scales are essentially, you just reload your hand with your scales. Pretty good. And then I played 1 Dragoons of Draconia. It's a searchable low scale for Broad Bull, and it is also a low scale, so pretty good. And then for the Zoo engine, it was very, very, very small. It was 1 Ram.
So wait.
Yes.
You're not playing Team Bear? You're not playing 4 Bell?
King Bear? No. I wanted to play King Bear, but I could not find the room. Also, I could not find a King Bear.
But you can have that Volflame and that Astrograph.
I can. It's not bad, you're right.
What's wrong with you?
I'm bad, that's why Eric Christensen spanked me.
Alright.
Yeah, but I'm playing 1 Ram and 1 Whiptail.
Are you going to get that ulti Whiptail?
No.
No.
That's a waste of a card. Yeah, but the Zoo engine's very, very small because you really only do the Zoo combo once, usually. And it's off of Invoker, so you want to bring out Ram ideally. And then you could search the Whiptail and stuff like that. It's, just netting more advantage. And then 3 Bababoon because Dragonic Diagram in this, or Metal Foes in this, is just nuts. It's the closest thing we'll ever get to scrying, unless we just pick up scrying. 1 Rescue Rabbit for free advantage, and it's, it's just a decent card. 2 Ghost Ogre because Zoo hates Ghost Ogre and I hate Zoo. And then 1 Maxi because I don't need to explain that at all. And then for the spells, 3 Dragonic Diagram. Still the best field spell in the game, as far as I can tell, in the foreseeable future. It's really good. It's really fucking good as long as they don't Ash or Ghost Ogre it. Oh well. 3 more copies of Dragonic Diagram. I honestly don't know if this thing is going to get hit, considering we're getting an ulti of it. But it deserves it.
Maybe the TCG realizes that playing a card that 2 is not going to do anything, so they're like, screw it. We're just going to go Dragon's Ravine on every field spell that's good now. That's literally the only way they can solve the problem.
So ban it, then put it back to 1?
No, just ban any field spell that's good.
Oh, I want that.
Well, because you can't hit Terraforming because you have 7 rotation and the Metaverse.
True.
So every field spell is searchable by 3 cards. Even if Terraform is at 1, it's still you still have ways to get to the field spell.
So just ban it. Go ahead.
Just ban the field spell. Yes.
I should have sold them. Look at them, they're banned now. And then 1 Metal Foes Fusion. Pretty good. Like, if you open up kind of crappy, which I unfortunately this deck kind of does every once in a while. Like, there's situations where I could open up with Diagram and Fusion, and if I need to get an extra draw off to try to kind of fix the hand, which it can, you could pop the Fusion with the Diagram, add a Masterpiece, and then cycle the Fusion back and draw a card. Not bad, but yeah. One Full Metal Foes Fusion, I did not use this once today. Like, I understand the use of it, but I don't think it's good in this format, considering that, like, Trident will just pop the Alcahest, or, like, you can't do it to the Masterpiece. Like, I honestly wanted to opt it out for a second. My body is a shield. I only had one. But, you know, them's the breaks, right? And then 3 Metal Foes combination. This card is fucking ridiculous with Masterpiece. It's not once per turn, and it's when it's sent to the graveyard, you just add a Metal Foes monster from your deck to your hand, so you just get a shit ton of cards. Alright, so for the extra, we got 1 MX Saber Invoker. Obviously, it leads into your Zoo combo off Bababoon just for free advantage. 1 Break Sword. I made it once today. It worked, but, you know, didn't win me the game. Then for the Zoo Engine, 1 Kong, 1 Bull, 1 Chakanine, 1 Tiger, and 1 Trident. The Zoo Engine comes up a lot in this deck, just because you can make it fairly easily, and you could cheat it out, and it's just good. Usually you could end boards with, like, the average board ends with, like, Trident, Kong, Masterpiece, Invoker, depending if you could Pendulum Summon or not, and, like, a set back row or something. And then you got Tornado Dragon, because you can make it. It's very good. I saw a lot of people make this weekend, like, more so than I ever thought I would.
Strongest monster of 2017.
It's really fucking good. Emerald, I didn't make this once, but I could make it. I could cycle stuff back in theory, but Mithrilium does the same thing by a technical standpoint. And then Red Eye's Flare Metal. I did make this once, and it helped me win. Like, this card just steals games, because you could make it off Astrograph and Wolfflame. So if you can't OTK your opponent and you whittled them down, and if you make this, then you just basically put them on the clock.
Some guy did XYZ Universe on me, I think in, like, the main event.
Shit.
And they made Flamingo Dragon, and then I just enemy controller and took it, and I killed him with it.
That
and won the
sucks.
match. So yeah, that's a good card.
It's a good card.
Really,
what rank 3 did you play?
What? No, it's just XYZ Universe is like
one rank lower if possible.
It's two.
Oh.
Yeah, you add the ranks together and you can bring up to 1 lower.
Oh, so shit! Like rank 8 I thought you had to just add up to it. Well, shit. 3 Mithrilium. Really good card. You make it very often in this deck. That's why you play 3. And there's some cute little plays you could do with it. 1 Alcahest, it didn't make it at all, but it's pretty standard in Metal Foes. Just, I guess it's good for, like, Rogue, I suppose, at this point, because meta is completely untouched by this card. And then 1 Orihulk. Not a bad card. Didn't ever make it. But in theory, it could help you out. But didn't make it, so. And then Fire and Earth Dice. I totally didn't obtain these illegally. Please don't ban me. And then for the side, I played 1 Regeki. I sidered it in often. Never saw it, but whatever. 2 D-Barrier came in handy, because it's just really good. 2 strikes, 1 warning for the Brigade. Pretty standard. 1 Imperial Order. I know it's a ballsy move in Pendulums, but it does actually help. Like, I was playing 1 Zoo matchup, and I just opened up the complete nuts. Like, I ended with that basic standard board, and I think Astrograph on board. And, like, I just flipped Imperial Order. It's just like, well, I can't do anything. 2 Unending Nightmare. I actually prefer this to Anti-Spell in Pendulum decks. Especially Pendulum decks like, well, Pendulum decks in general. But only because, like, I feel like it has more utility because it doesn't lock you out of your own place. 2 copies of Typhoon, because I'm playing Pendulums, people are going to want to anti-spell me. And this is a very good way if you're going second to get out of that. Or even first, if you have it in your hand, because you can still set it. It's a hand trap. 2 Kaiju for the Masterpiece decks. It helps. It didn't come up, but I didn't play any masterpiece decks. And then 2 Ash for just everything. And
Ron, it seems like you're missing something from your deck. I think you're missing these cards.
Those cards?
These cards.
Why those?
Todd, you can explain it in your deck profile.
You can.
Okay, I will.
Alright, so any final words?
Nats was really fun. I can't wait to actually try to get an invite next year with tier 1 deck, Volet Dragons, baby. Volet Dragons all the way. Team Weenie Hut, Volet Dragons.
Whoop.